Hello and welcome to our CharIN Tuesday with a special Testival edition, what we have today. Welcome to the people which are on site and dialed in, and also a warm welcome to the people and to the people of the community which are dialed in from around the globe. I'm happy to guide you today through our Testival edition. It's the first time that we try to implement live footage from our Testival, which takes place today and the next 2 days into a virtual Tuesday format. And hopefully everything goes right with the technical approaches. And let's see. I'm happy to present the agenda of today with special thanks to our sponsors of the Testival and in the framework of the Testival. We will hear some comments and some inside views from Anita Antanasas from Comemso, our host of the European Testival edition from today. We will have some inside views from Martin Hofstettner and Klaus Alberer from TÜV Austria Group. Also special thanks to you for sponsoring and supporting our event. And we will have an inside view from Michael Malecki from the company Eco Energica, which will give an more or less live feedback, live inside view from the testing places. But before we start and we go into the agenda, we will have a short welcome note from our executive board member, Michael Keller.
Yeah, hello everybody. My name is Michael Keller. As representative today of the CharIN board, I will send out a warm welcome to everybody who's here at the Testival and also around the globe. We are now happy today that we are hosted with our Testival, first Testival after the Corona time. And we have now a special format where you can see today also some insights. Also today, Testival inside the CharIN Tuesday. And that we show all a lot of interesting updates, informations, and yeah, let's go into our next speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michael, for the warm welcome. And I will give the word and the stage to Anita Antanasas from Comemso. Looking forward to your news and update.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, okay. Now we can hear you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So this morning it started, a lot of EVs came, and it was very impressive to see how one after the other are driving into the car elevator and are going to the different floors. Then also some charging stations manufacturer, so the most are arrived yesterday, and some had also some final delivery, I think kind of that, this morning. And but the preparation went quite well. We were just a little bit surprised. Some charging stations were bigger than expected, but nevertheless also here we found a good solution. We have a bus testing station outside, so therefore these big charging stations are so located so they can test with the buses, for example. And so I also talked with these testers, charger manufacturers, EV manufacturers, how they feel, are they happy? And so the feedback was quite positive. So all of them said they like it, so especially if they had the request to get a 125 amp plug or power socket. We could make it, so they were very happy about this. And but I didn't ask everybody. So, but you know, the Swabian have a kind of saying. So not shrunk is brave enough. So this means if you don't claim, so that it's we're already happy. But I think all together, so it looks like the first day was quite successful. Also some feedbacks I got. they found some issues, so new experiences or found some bugs, and this is very good. So if you find it here, you can fix it, and they fixed it, for example, also so several testers, and that's the best experience here. So let's make here everything clean, make it together, and provide then the customers outside a very successful charging experience. So that's, I think, the first view of today, to give you a little bit impression. And yeah, looking forward to tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Anita, for the inside view. Yeah, it's quite impressive. Also, what I saw when I entered your nice location here this morning, and we saw all the cars. We saw 30 international testing companies arrived and checking in. It was especially after this long COVID time, really great to see faces which we know and new faces entering the ecosystem. So thank you very much for this inside view. And now we will try to give the people which cannot be here a short video footage with some testable feedback, with some interview shortage and footage, and to give you an insight. So let's take the first video shot.
For me, the really key ingredient is the community. So without a community in the ecosystem of e-mobility, no chance to have a successful Testival. So that's the basic ingredient from my point of view. People, cars, an event, and having fun together. Testival is a great story. It's about bringing the community together, getting the challenges done. The CharIN role is to guide this, to have a framework, to have events like this, to bring the people together, to see where are gaps, where are challenges, and to solve the problems together. Collaboration is the key to solve the interoperability issues in the future.
After this Corona time, we are now really happy that the industry is really asking for our Testival, and we see the big need for that, and we're very happy by getting all this positive feedback. And yes, sure, we are very open and would be very happy if we have hosts for the next spring event we are planning to have in 2022 with CharIN to support this really big development. Yeah, one of the key factors for successful e-mobility and to achieve the CO2 target is a reliable and European-wide interoperable charging infrastructure. One of the key to do that is that we have an ISO integration in all vehicles and charging infrastructure which is supporting this high quality standard. And this would also enable further functions like automated charging, bidirectional charging, also vehicle-to-grid integration. Yeah, 15178 is a standard who is supporting the interoperability and also enables all the future functions we are expecting to come, like bidirectional charging, vehicle-to-grid integration, and also automated charging. The first is customer orientation, networking, and efficiency.
When we built this building, it was the vision to bring the electric car to the desk of the engineer. But when it was finished, we thought it would be also a great location for CharIN, as we have enough space, we can drive with the electric car inside, and we have enough green power to cover all the tasks that we need. CharIN is a great network, and we are happy to meet all these people here to exchange our experience and to bring forward these e-mobility topics.
Well, e-mobility is growing like never. And the main reason for that is that a number of governments are really actively supporting e-mobility to a large extent. And that has been leading to development of a whole new industry, and the number of electric vehicles are growing year by year. And if the numbers are growing, there is a specific need for charging infrastructure for sure. And you would expect as the owner of an electric vehicle that your vehicle is interoperable with the charging system, connector, communication protocol, voltage systems, and that is kind of unavoidable. It's a prerequisite for the growth of e-mobility. And I think it's undebatable that CharIN is playing a major role in making these charging systems interoperable. Therefore, for us, it's a pleasure being a sponsor for this event, since we would like to actively support this transformation process towards e-mobility. And of course, it's also an excellent opportunity to showcase our world-class testing services to the various stakeholders. Well, TÜV Austria is offering world-class testing services for the various manufacturers of charging systems and components thereof, all kind of electrical tests in a full-fledged EMC environment, making sure that we're supporting the whole product life cycle from development over installation and operation of these. CharIN is the leading global association to promote interoperable charging systems.
Why is CharIN important? So because CharIN combines almost 230 members from the global charging industry, and that is really cross-industry and adding extra value because we can cover the complete value chain and have access to the experts of that technology, and that makes it unique to have it as a worldwide organization and cross-industry. CharIN is important because the only organization covering the complete value chain of CharIN. Okay, we have now the CharIN Testival Europe, so that is followed by the CharIN Testival North America, following by the VERE Electromobility Summit in December, and next year we are all joining in the EVS 35 in Oslo.
Switch back to the agenda, and we will take the next slot and having an inside view on e-mobility product testing from our sponsor from TÜV Austria. We have Klaus Alberer and Martin Hofstettner with us. So please, you're welcome in our round. We had a good discussion this morning, and the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Hello from our side. My name is Martin Hofstettner, and together with my colleague Klaus Alberer, we are actually, very exciting. It's very exciting to be here at the Testival. It's just our first time, and it's a great opportunity and a great event. Congratulations to Comemso and to the team of CharIN. As you already said, we are sponsor of the Testival today and the next 2 days. And we want to show you what is TÜV Austria and why we do this and what we did in the last years, because the testing and the certification, as well as the conformity testing of the components, as well as the cars, charging infrastructure or components, it's a well-discussed topic, and the TIC companies, as TÜV Austria are basically working on this for centuries, and but the capabilities of the laboratories are quite different than in the past, so you need to upgrade them to a certain extent. And what we did and what we gone through the last years, I think, it's a story worth, and so we want to show you a bit what our capabilities are. Just let me introduce TÜV Austria first, a couple of words, so we can go to the next slide, please. TÜV Austria is a TIC company, as I said before. We are around 2,000 employees worldwide, and with around 1,000 employees in Austria and experts. TIFAS is probably a bit of an exotic TIC company because what we are is we are owned by 100% of ourselves, so meaning that we reinvest all of our profits, which makes us compared to other TIC players a bit more smaller, but we have a very let's say stable growth rates, which help us to be a very healthy company. Basically, what we stand for is the sustainable future and the improvement of safety and quality. This is more or less the same thing like all TIC players, I would say, have, that we are basically having the middle position between the regulations and the manufacturers and operators, meaning that we can have the third party meaning, and this is more or less the core of the TIC services. So next slide, please. But today we want to talk about the testing laboratories we have in Vienna. It's as you see in the picture, it's more or less a big site in the south of Vienna where we invest in our testing infrastructure, especially with 4 focus areas. But a bit in detail to this later on, because what makes it so unique is that we try a new approach of testing. This is quite exciting because first of all, for the e-mobility testing, we need to upgrade the infrastructure. First, we need power, as you imagine. Then you need to upgrade the laboratories as well for electric safety, electromagnetic capability, but still also the material and mechanical testing or digital services like T-security is something which you have all combined in this topic, and this makes it so exciting. So our approach is that we really want to be a partner for the industry to enable these technologies, and we see a lot of challenges on this way, especially when it comes to standardization and to standards. A lot of standards are needed, and compliant of the products for the integrators as well for the manufacturers. Therefore, we want to be a partner and to make this technology available in a safe and qualitative way on the market. So I think we can go to the next slide, and I will hand over to my colleague, Klaus Alberer.
Yes, hello. Klaus Alberer is my name, and I'd like to tell you some of the technical challenges that we were facing when starting this project. Of course, you need to decide which type with norms and standards you want to approach. For e-mobility, we've chosen 61851-1-1-21-1, 21.2, 23, and 24, and so on. Out of these requirements, you realize quite quickly within the quick charging possibilities on high performance charging, we need more electrical power on site. So we took the opportunity to get 2.5 mega of VA, and we also faced some interesting challenges when handling of the high electrical power. Means now you have cables with cross sections you never had before in your lab routine. Also the cable routing, the safety concepts, connections to get flexible connections done, and even the cooling. And when we started this out, we quickly realized we have to upgrade the e-safety lab as well, which is shown in the picture behind. The next slide, please. And so our decision was we want to approach the high performance chargers with the standard 350 kilowatts right now. So we opted in for grid simulation with 400 kVE and DC battery simulation with 380 kilowatts. Sorry. And of course, it's only half of the equation, because the communication standards for charging is you also need to tackle. So as our customers want to sell their products worldwide, we also have to provide the standards. So CCS, CHAdeMO, GBT, GAUG, whatever comes our way, we need to be able to provide. And within our case, as you saw, we have the 21-1 and 21-2. We also need test equipment with special EMC requirements to run the device under test within EMC conditions. We also took the holistic approach. So we took e-mobility into the safety lab, to EMC and radio, and climatic simulation, also mechanical stability and IT security. And yeah, we're ready. Next slide, please.
Yeah, besides the technological challenges we also needed to, let's say, upgrade or renew the whole structure to be more, let's say, having more this one-stop shop approach, meaning that supporting manufacturers or operators through the whole life cycle of a product. It means that you have to combine different kind of services and testing. So to break it down, we more or less renewed our old vision mission statement. We formed new divisions. We have the approach of a sustainable investment, meaning that we really want to renew our infrastructure to keep state of the art. So this meaning that we need to prove the concept that we designed. So we already finished this stage and very successful. So that gave us the chance to reorganize the whole test center and laboratories. We step up and develop know-how by joining, for example, the TVFA. This is one company we bought, which is more or less from the technical university, which is about material science and mechanical testing. We are running EMC halls. We are running 2 on site in Vienna, 2 halls since, I would say that since 30 years around. And we invested in digital service and IT security in the last 10 years a lot, and we already earn, I guess, around 25% of the turnover already with IT services. So these are very single services, but to combine them and to bring them in the context of e-mobility and e-charging, we also step up regarding project management. So we started to implement a single point of contact principle. So basically it is whatever comes, we try to make a unique test plan, especially for the requirements of the customers, what they are needing, whether it is for R&D or type approval testing. Yeah, and we hope that this will make a difference. And I think it is worth to have a look on this testing location. So if you have any requests and want to see it, please just contact us. We are happy to help you. And I don't know, now we had prepared probably a short video, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work. Otherwise, I think we have some discussions later on, and I'm looking forward for some questions. And yeah, from my side, thank you very much, and see you soon, hopefully. See you soon.
Thank you very much, Martin, for this inside view to TÜV Austria. And yeah, now my camera is back. Thank you very much for this inside view, and looking forward also to see TÜV Austria contributing not only on the Testival but also on the focus group interoperability, for example. And yeah, thank you very much. We will continue with Michael Malecki for his inside view of the Testival, as Econergica is a CharIN member and is also part of this Testival. We will see if we get some live report from him. If we will not manage within the next 10-15 minutes to upload the videos, we will distribute a link to the videos. So the videos are ready. They are live from this Testival, and we will distribute to all attendees right after the meeting. So next step is that Michael will share his inside view with us. Michael, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. We are very impressed about the fourth CharIN Testival for my company. The place is we are very impressed about the place. Congratulations for the host, and of course for the organizer. Every test which we perform today allows us to improve our software. We are focusing today on the test according to the plug-and charge, because we have more and more requests from our clients to implement it and to use it in the close future. I think in the next days we will have more opportunities to test with other automakers, and it will be very helpful for us to improve our software and release the version with the plug-and charge in all our chargers in the close future. Okay, I see the first slide of my presentation. The short agenda of my presentation is I would like to share some our experience about the CCS standard and the eBus market. At the beginning, I will say quickly about pantograph solutions. Next, I will share some information about value-added services and implementation on the eBus market. And at the end, I will talk a little bit about load management. Please, next slide. Okay. The first solution, which was very popular still is popular, is the roof pantograph, where the main part of the pantograph is on the roof of the eBus. From the very beginning, bus operators required opportunity to charging, fast and secure charging in the public space. Only the solution based on the concept of pantograph allowed it. To be honest, some of the first installation before 2015 haven't used CCS, but in 2015 we started our project, and we built our first charging station in Barcelona using a CCS standard. In this case, it was DIN spec. DIN spec was used for this first implementation. Something I see on my screen. Okay, in this solution, when we use the roof pantograph, the communication is very close to the standard solution with the Combo 2 socket. We still use PLC communication, but sometimes the configurations a little bit changed. Later on, an opposite system was also adopted, and I will say about it a little bit more in the next slides, please. Okay, somewhat more information about roof pantograph. For example, at the big, I think a lot of solutions using only 4 poles, and this is the reason that we gave up the PP signal and use only 4 poles. This difference between the standard Combo 2 and the pantograph. One thing was very hard for us, the PLC signal calibration, and it was the reason that we put our communication module close to the end of the pantograph. When I say about the communication module, I think about the PLC modem. The PLC modem must be close to the end of the pantograph because some of distortion and other signals and the distance between the main charging device and the end is too long. A control logic is implemented inside the vehicle, and among others, the bus driver decides about the go up and go down, goes up and go down the pantograph arm. We have never followed the norms according to the maximum power. For example, in 2015, when we built our first pantograph solution for Barcelona with CCS, of course, there was 400 kilowatts. If I remember well, in the same time, CCS standard was close to 50 or 100 kilowatts. Okay, please, next slide. Okay, the second solution in the pantograph solution is opposite pantograph. In this case, the arm of the pantograph is not on the bus, but on the arm of the pantograph. And at the beginning, there was only chaos, different methods to start the process, because in this case, of course, the process is triggered by the EV driver, by the EV, but the signal about this must be sent to the pantograph. Currently, is only one standard on the market called OpCharge. This standard uses ISO specification, but this is specification from 2012. This is draft international standard of ISO spec. This standard uses Wi-Fi communication, of course, and pantograph goes down at the beginning of a cable check. This is something like agreement in this OpCharge specification, because in the ISO specification currently version, we don't have any special signal for this to trigger this action. Okay, please, next slide. Value-added services. To be honest, I don't hear about use this feature of ISO spec in small cars, but on EV market, on e-bus market, many of our bus operators request about exchange more information than is only in ISO spec. Charge point manufacturers waited for a while for implementation on EV controller side, but now a lot of producers, a lot of manufacturers, for example, a Vector company did it in 2020 as a software update in their EVCC. We, as an Energetyka Polska, we has implemented it in the, for example, in the VHH Hamburg. And the solution is compatible with the VDV 261. This is a document which described first use of value-added services. In this case, is used for preconditioning of buses, for example, to start heating or other systems in the bus before start the road plan. Okay, please, next slide. Okay, power management. Of course, power management is something what is necessary, for example, for small cars, small electric cars too. But when we look on the e-bus operators, we have a situation where in one place we have a lot of chargers and a lot of buses at the same time. Of course, this is a depot, yeah, the place where buses go sleep. Dynamic power management is used to avoid overload of a grid connection in this place, and we use typically we use it, for example, as Ecoenergetica, using a central system and possibility to exchange charging parameters is according to the ISO spec, and we can manage both loading with the priorities. For example, in the Warsaw, on one of the depots, we have about 20 small chargers, 40 kilowatts, and one pantograph for 100 kilowatts. And the big priority is set to the pantograph, because this is in the situation when we have operator situation, when the bus is necessary to quick charge, and this pantograph is used for that. And in this case, almost the whole power is transferred to this pantograph. But of course, after this charging session, the energy is retransferred to the smaller chargers without, of course, any disruption, any stops, and continuous previously session. Okay, please, next slide. Can I ask for change a slide? Okay, at the end, some other differences between small, but for small car charging station and the station for the bus market. Sometimes e-buses uses two EVCC. One EVCC is for the pantograph, and the second one is for the combo 2 socket, because almost every bus which is equipped in the pantograph system still have a socket combo 2 for the slow charging on the depot, for example, or for the backup system. This is the reason that some pantographs have a backup solution, combo 2. In any problem with the pantograph connection, we can use still combo 2, of course, not too fast. We can meet very different construction. For example, DC-DC on the trump catenary pillar. This solution we implemented in Poland, in Kraków, in Poland. Sometimes we must put our charger in basement, like in Helsinki, where the charger station was disassembled, put in this special dedicated basement, and assembled again, and only the arm of the pantograph is outside the charger. On the right top corner, you see the construction when the space for the charger was very small, and with our client we decided to build a monolithic construction. In this case is the 200 kilowatts pantograph, and the whole construction is inside the pillow of the in the arm and the pillow of the pantograph. Okay, this is, I think, the last slide. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you very much, Michael, for this presentation and inside view.
Welcome to CharIN Testival Europe 2021. This year, the company comemso hosted the event, and 220 guests are registered to this year's Testival. So follow me and let's have a look.
So my name is Kyriakos Athanasios. I'm the CEO of Comemso. I'm very proud today to hold and support CharIN for the Testival this year. And I hope now that you have a very good Testival and healthy, and you find a lot of bugs which will help you for the future. And thank you for coming.
And I have to thank you for this very nice location. I'm very looking forward to see what we can do here. And I wish you all a very successful Testival. This work can start now. And thank you very much for coming. And I wish you all very much success for testing and for interoperability. Thank you.
Now I can put the buzzer.
5, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hi Michael, may I ask you for an interview?
Sure, Sebastian.
Okay, thank you. All right, so how does it feel to be here on the first Testival?
Oh, it's really great. The weather is nice, but with all the vehicles and test equipment here, a lot of people here, and it's very enthusiastic.
So what do you see for the next 10 years, Michael?
So in the next 10 years, I see topics like mentioned in the 15.11.8-20, when this becomes publicated, that there will be topics like inductive charging, the pantograph charging for the trucks on the highways, for example. Also, the wireless communication will become more and more important. Plug and charge will become more and more a standard, but also value-added services. We are already in discussion with some companies who have a look on this topic and who want to place some product there. So this will really enhance the distribution of electric vehicle and electric charging.
Okay, perfect. And in 3 words, what do you like most at CharIN Testival?
I like to get in touch with all these nice people here.
So Francis, how do you improve interoperability regarding plug and charge and bidirectional charging?
Yep, so definitely for both things, plug and charge and bidirectional charging, we will need to develop new tools according to the market. So as we have done with the simulator, we need to add new capabilities to test these features.
Okay, so why is plug and charge and bidirectional charging important?
Yeah, plug and charge and bidirectional charging is important for the market because it's basically the future and what is demanded by the public. So plug and charge, it will be easier for the payments and interoperability, and bidirectional will make everything in terms of smart grid the best point for the electric vehicle.
Are you prepared for the improvement of megawatt charging systems in the near future?
So in Italy we are already working in heavy duty charging. So we have worked for upcharge, so pantograph down and pantograph up. And we are involved in the MCS task force in CharIN. So we are working on it actually.
And why is conformance testing important there?
I think conformance testing, of course, from that perspective, very important because what ultimately the EV driver wants is to get his car charged at any charging station and, of course, also with any car, let's say at least in Europe.
Bert describes the way to become a certification partner.
Well, of course, DEKRA is a certification partner for CharIN, but I think it is also important to understand how long it actually took to get that CharIN testing and certification program established. So the last 3.5 years, EVSE manufacturer, EV manufacturers, and of course also companies like DEKRA and CharIN have been working together very extensively to get this program established. And finally, 2 months ago, we have had published the first document which outlines the testing requirements and also the certification requirements for charging stations. So it's one of the major milestones within CharIN to have actually achieved that.
So what's the next milestone? So what's important next?
Of course, within CharIN we have, let's say, two objectives. I also have to say that. So at the moment we have established the EVSE testing and certification program. The next step indeed also will be to work on the EV side. But we are still discussing about priorities, because of course there is another priority, that's plug and charge, which again is a major step of enhancing the customer experience. So there is a kind like, it's not clear yet what is really going to be next, but I consider actually both very important. So on the EV side, have a testing and certification program, as well as actually go that plug and charge, which again would be a major step of improving the charging experience for the customer.
Thank you. My name is Olaf Simon. I'm working with the company SEW Eurodrive. We are an industrial manufacturer, and we developed inductive charging systems for industry systems like automatic gated vehicles. And then we thought it will be a very interesting technology for electrical cars to charge it wireless, because you don't need to do anything as customer.
Okay. And what's the most critical aspect regarding interoperability and wireless charging regarding to CCS and ISO 15118?
Really, the most critical part is to persuade the car manufacturers to implement such systems.
So Olaf, please describe CharIN community in 3 adjectives.
Well, CharIN is really the right spot to prove interoperability, so you have a wireless interoperable power transfer system. CharIN is very international and very innovative.
So what's your contribution in case of interoperability?
So iCharging is a technology company that is focused on charging systems for the global market. So we develop and manufacture DC chargers for the global market. So we need to testing with most EVs as possible if our implementation it's okay, because at the end what you want is charge a car and perfectly.
Please describe a Testival in 3 words.
So interoperability, sharing information, and charging cars.
So when is the best situation for the user achieved?
When there is no difference for a user to charge at a charging station as compared to how they are used to filling their car at a gas station, then there will be no more barrier.
So what do you expect for Testival in 2025 here?
In 2025 on a Testival, I would expect that there will be more additional features as compared to what we have today, more additional value-added services, bidirectional charging functionalities that will be provided by the OEMs and the charging infrastructures. Yeah.
Okay. And in 1 word, why do you recommend someone going on a Testival?
Because here, 1 word. It's good. Here you meet all the experts, all the other experts who actually share the same goal of achieving interoperability.
I would like to thank everybody. We received 1 or 2 very technical questions. We will distribute them, and the people who ask the questions will receive an answer. Looking forward to welcome all of you on one of our next festivals on the next Tuesdays, and we will have another opportunity to share the Q&A session. Next festival is on the slide here. It's fixed, and the booking is open since the day before yesterday. So hopefully we can welcome you on the 16th till 18th of November in Newark, California at the Lucid facilities. Thank you very much. Have a good day, have a good evening, and the ones which are here, see you at latest tomorrow on the next festival day. Thank you so much.